We got here the Onecna GT8 Pro. Got an unboxing for you guys today. It's a bit rough in terms of the design. Like you could tell, it's definitely made for something outdoors. Got the off-road tires and sort of this very industrial looking design. Thank you, Flathead. Ooh, wow. This looks nice. Oh, it comes also with this handlebar bag, which is really nice. Oh yeah, actually not that bad to pull out. I forgot to mention, guys, this scooter comes with 2 motorcycle style signal lights on the back. We actually have 2 chargers that it comes with, and I think this is standard for this scooter, which you do not see a lot with some of these scooter companies. You'll have to buy the second charger separate, but this actually comes with the second charger, which is great. Instruction manual. Nice little combination lock here. It's a chain lock. These will get snatched real quick in New York City. You have the latch all the way forward. That's like your safety sort of latch to make sure that this part of the stem doesn't come folding up towards you. What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of JB360. We have here the Onecna GT8 Pro electric scooter. I would say this probably tips the boundaries of like the super scooter slash hyper scooter category. But man, this thing is built like a tank. Just even riding it here, you can definitely feel sort of the weight of it. You know, the size, obviously the first thing you notice is the wide deck. Which is great, you know, for planting your feet, you know, getting like a more comfortable stance while you're riding. Maybe even take it off-road, because as you can see, the tires are very have like a very like thick knobby tread to it. So we'll test it out off-road, and towards the end of the video I'll let you know my thoughts and who I think this scooter is perfect for. So the GT8 Pro is sporting dual 2800 watt motors. They peak at about 3,500 watts a piece. This scooter is actually rocking a 60 volt 33 amp hour battery. Again, I'm not sure what the cells are for this particular scooter, but I know that they claim that it's a range of about 60 miles per charge, but I'm gonna assume it's probably closer to about like 30, especially on the higher modes. If you look here, we actually have front and rear suspension. Over here you see that linkage right over there, and then this nice fat anodized fork right at the front. I will say it's not the prettiest looking scooter, but in terms of how well it's built, it does feel super sturdy. As I mentioned, it has a nice wide deck here, and it actually comes with mounts to attach the seat as well. The GT8 Pro did come with a seat post, but for me, I don't like riding on seat posts. It's just not my preference in terms of riding scooters. And also in terms of charging, it comes with 2 chargers, and I believe they're about 3 amps each. So you can dual charge and double the charge time of the scooter. Also, one of the things I thought was really cool in terms of the design and sort of the add-on feature were these signal lights here. Now this is a plus and minus in my book, only because they do look really cool, and I haven't seen them on a scooter before, like a regular like you know, hyper scooter. But the thing that I'm not too happy about is sort of the sharp edge that's on these, because like when you're like dismounting and mounting onto the scooter, these kind of like scratch your ankles a little bit. So honestly, it's up to you whether you want to keep these on or not, because you can actually easily unscrew these from the mounts over here. You have the scooter latch here to unlock the scooter. It has a 2-point locking mechanism here, So you would push this pin forward and then pull this latch back to lower the scooter. Another thing I like with the scooter, it comes with a bunch of add-ons, and one of those being this sort of saddle bag in the front. I really dig the design. I've actually used a similar bag for my Roadrunner build, and it's very convenient, especially when you're like storing tools, phone, keys, wallet, that kind of stuff. So I know you can't see it because of the bag, but you have your locking mechanism here, so you can actually adjust the height for the handlebar and stem for the scooter. All right, so as we make our way to the display to turn on, we're gonna hold down the power button. And then once that display turns on, we're gonna use our NFC card here to turn on the display. As we make our way to the controls on the left here, we have our horn. We have our dual motor, single motor switch. So as you can see on the display, when it indicates red on both the front and back of that scooter icon, that means the dual motor is on. And in terms of single motor, you just click it once, and when you see that white motor on the front, single motor mode is on. You have our light control switch here. As you can see, we got a nice little angel eye light design over here with the RGB lighting, as well as the deck lighting as well. So I know the screen is kind of blinking right now, but in terms of the 3-bar control over here, when you click this once, you can actually toggle through some of the trip information. You got voltage, you got miles traveled. Also, I believe has a timer feature as well, but I usually will just keep it on voltage to read out. Have our battery indicator over here, miles per hour over here, light indicator letting you know it's on. Almost forgot to mention, you do have signals, obviously, as I mentioned before. So now to cycle through the modes, what you want to do is you want to click the power button once. So you're going to click the power button once, and it's going to cycle through eco. This is like sort of drive, medium mode, and then sport, which is the fastest speed mode. On our right, we have our thumb throttle over here. Also forgot to mention, these are equipped with hydraulic disc brakes. Now we have our dual piston on the back here, dual piston on the front, and these nice ergonomic grips here. And I always love this, that they always choose to keep a copy of the NFC card, which is nice in case you do lose one. And as mentioned, this has a claimed top speed of 50 miles an hour, so we're going to be testing that now. Let's give this thing a test run and see what kind of numbers we get. All right, so one thing I forgot to mention, unfortunately before every ride, if you want to unlock the true top speed of the scooter, there is a button prompt that you have to press. So what you want to do here is you want to click the 3-line button here. You want to click that 3 times, and you're going to see F1. You want to click it 3 times again, and you want it to say F2. So that's the fully unlocked mode. F1 is actually the sort of like governor mode, or the limiter, and it'll actually limit you to 16 miles an hour, and it doesn't even matter what speed mode you're in. I think it's just like a safety feature maybe for kids, so they don't go crazy with the the scooter itself. So I guess it's a nice safety feature, but it is kind of annoying to have to sort of toggle that on every time you do ride. Oh, so I just found out something. If you turn on the control panel here but don't use the NFC card to unlock it, the scooter actually locks the motor up. Look, the back thing is skidding. I can barely like move it forward. Oh shit. So when I do the NFC switch, it free moves again. That's really nifty. Wow, I actually didn't know that that was a feature. Really cool. Here we go. I have the GPS in my pocket right now. I'm thinking we hit like 45, to be honest. I don't know how accurate the display is. About 43 miles an hour. Huh. Interesting. 50 must be with like a super light person. FYI, I am 200 pounds. And I'm assuming if you're a lighter rider, you might get a different number, to be honest. But let's continue going on our way. Oof. Very impressive. Also, another limiting factor that I'm seeing is probably the off-road tires. You're probably losing a little bit on top speed, to be honest. But otherwise, man, this is a very stable scooter. Onecna had actually sent me a steering damper that you could purchase separately, but I think for this setup, probably don't need it. All right, so let's go on some more open road over here and open it up and see how this GT8 Pro does. It's a very fast road over here. Whoa. Oh man. Woo. Yeah, let's go. Come on. Oh. Come on. Whoa. It's sustaining that speed though. Whoa. Whoa, shit. Wow. 45 miles an hour. Not bad. 45 miles an hour. And I think this could hit more if it had different tires on, but 45 is still pretty good for a budget super scooter. Man, this thing is quick. It's a lot of power. But yeah, you won't need the steering damper for this. I remember with the N6, once you got past like 45, maybe even 43, you did start to feel that that wobble. And if you didn't sort of like crouch down, you would definitely fall. So, oh man, this is nice. Taking the back roads here. Oh yeah. One thing I will say though, the front suspension, it's not adjustable. So you do feel kind of that stiffness, pause, and I do wish there was a bit more rebound. I mean, there definitely is, but I don't think the travel is that much. Yeah, when you hit those bumps, you could feel it. It's not like bottoming out or anything, but I do wish it was kind of a little cushier, but honestly not bad. Again, the price to power ratio is pretty insane for this thing. I wasn't expecting it to go that fast. but for under $1,000, honestly, it's pretty good. Alright, so we're gonna test out the speed modes. I'm gonna go in the lowest mode here. So, Eco, dual motor. That's the only way you can do it, man. Single motor is not. Whoa! Whoa! There's a limiter right there. You feel it kick in. 16 miles an hour. I think we're locked at. Okay, not bad, not bad. Good for path riding. A little bit slow. I think maybe 20 miles an hour would be a little nicer. All right, so we're gonna do mode 2. Whoa! Oh, let's see. So we are locked at about 28 miles an hour. Again, according to the GPS, it's probably like 2 miles per hour less. So 26, I would say. 15 miles an hour for mode 1, maybe 25 miles an hour for mode 2. All right, so we've made it to our little off-road testing ground. So let's give this thing a whirl. Whoa! Okay, here we go. Up. Whoa! Oh, you got it. You got a GT8. Let's go. Oh man, not too bad. That was a pretty gnarly hill. But in terms of off-road, I think it can handle it. For the most part, I would say medium gravel, light to medium gravel. The off-road tires definitely do make a big difference. Whoa! Damn, we're at like 60 volts right now, I think. 61, 60 volts. Woo. Oh man. Woo. Realistic question. Do you know anybody that off-road scooters? Just out of curiosity. I do not know anyone that off-road scooters. I mean, it could definitely be pretty cool in terms of like a nice little leisurely activity, but I don't know anyone that goes off-roading on their scooter. Oh, those were 2 branches. Oh man, it just shreds those rocks. Woo. Oh man, you're gonna lock up, but check this out. Oh my god. Alright, so we're gonna try our brake test here. Going at about 20 miles an hour. And we're gonna go hit. Woohoo! Nice. That's probably like a good, I don't know, 20 feet. I would say 25 feet. Okay. There we go. Oh shit! I think it could have made it. I just lost it on the way up. Not bad. This is a very steep hill. I just like doing that with the scooter. But also another thing I forgot to mention, since it's kind of a bit dim out right now, you can see the lights pretty clearly. The deck lights here. There's actually an app that you can download to customize, I believe, the light pattern. I didn't bother downloading it because it was just kind of giving me issues, especially with the, you know, Chinese to English translation. So I just didn't bother. All right, we're gonna go on the main road because we got to make our way back and give our final thoughts on the GT8 Pro. Why didn't you do that before, dude? Let's see what the top speed. But we're gonna run this thing till it hits cut off. Yeah, let's go. We're passing cars there. Oh my gosh! Damn, we got some air, yo! Oh shit! Yo, it is crazy, man. Hey, let's go. Oh shit. Alright guys, so I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts. If you're new to the channel, I kind of go over some pros and cons, some things I would change, and basically would give my recommendation on who this scooter would be perfect for. Let's talk about the pros. 40 miles an hour, 42 miles an hour, but 45 is a pretty powerful number in terms of top speed. So in terms of top speed, you'll be able to keep up with some of the other high-powered PEVs or e-bikes sort of in that miles per hour category, such as like a Surron or even a Talaria. Another pro that I do like, that I found out by accident, is the security feature in terms of somebody running off with your scooter. So if your scooter is off and someone tries turning it on, right, and they do not have the NFC card, if I try to push again, it is actually resisting, so you can't ride it or you can't like push scooter it. You know, you'd be virtually impossible. Look, I'm gonna try it right now. I can't, it's literally stuck. But I do love the security feature that the scooter does have. I think it's useful for a lot of people that are, you know, leaving their scooter out for like a quick coffee run or maybe to commute to their job. I think it's definitely something more of like a peace of mind feature that I think every scooter should have, to be honest. Another thing that I do like is sort of the added bonus items that come with the GT8 Pro. One of those being the travel bag, the saddle bag that goes really nicely on your stem over here, and then also the dual chargers, and they're both 3 amps each. So you're going to be charging obviously at 6 amps, which your scooter should be full in probably like 3 hours max. All right guys, I know none of you guys like to hear this, but we got to talk about the cons. One of the cons of the scooter is, I would probably say, the front suspension. It does have some rebound to it, but it's honestly not the best. You know, if you do decide on taking it off-road, like I mentioned before, I don't know how many people take scooters off-road. If you happen to know, mention them in the comments. But you know, I think if you were to kind of do some mods on it, I would definitely say, you know, switch out to street tires. You know, I do think the knobbies are a bit much, and they are kind of loud, especially when you're sort of reaching top speed. And they're also not the most stable, especially if you're going to be mainly riding street. But enough about the tires. The suspension, I do wish the front suspension was a little bit more cushier. Also, another thing, I wouldn't consider this a con, but maybe for others it's just probably nitpicking, but the design, I would say it's not the coolest design or the most sort of like futuristic modern design. It does have that sort of industrial looking design to it. But honestly, if you're looking for performance, I think all-in-one for under $1,000, this is probably one of the better scooters in its category. And then mainly the last thing, this is also another nitpick. I do wish once you do unlock the full potential of the scooter, the top speed, like you should be able to kind of unlock it forever without having to re-input those those key commands again. I just feel as though it's kind of repetitive and it's annoying. You know, if you're riding this for the first time, you'll forget about changing that, and then you're just gonna hit a wall at 16 miles an hour. I mean, hit like a sort of like speed limit of 16 miles an hour. So yeah, I could definitely see this as in terms of who this scooter would be ideal for. I'd probably say anyone that's looking to have a high-powered scooter mainly for street riding. I think this is kind of the perfect model for that, especially cost-wise. But yeah, other than that, the GT8 Pro is really a blast. All right, guys. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the GT8 Pro from Onecna. I, for one, I highly recommend it for anyone that's looking to get into the high-speed scooter space. I think this is a perfect entry-level model for that, and especially for the power to price ratio, definitely something to look into. All right, guys. Hope you all enjoyed today's review, and yeah, leave a comment, maybe give a like, or even subscribe. And yeah, guys, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.